Well, welcome to the Race Guides preview of the Melbourne Cup. And Mike, sitting here the night before the Cup, it's always a great feeling, but I'll tell you what, I've thought of you today, mate. You're ploughing through all this work today. It's been such a long spring carnival. You've had to get through a mammoth mountain of work today for the Melbourne Cup. 24 runners, all the international fields, and mate, we can sit back and have a whiskey and you just got to tell us and the viewers what's going on there tomorrow.
Yeah, I prefer my Rose Hill races with 8 horses, 9 horses, doing little speed maps, but 24 horses, God knows how many internationals. You can tell me that, Stu. It's been a long slog the last couple of days, but now that I've done the form, I'm actually pretty excited about the race, mate.
So you're excited? That's good for me, because I tell you what, I've been sitting there today just thinking, who is the money going on tomorrow? But what about the race shape? You said all the internationals, they are all here. Only a few locals to help us out, but how's the race going to set up?
Yeah, this is going to be a real slog tomorrow. I think it's raining in Melbourne today. You said it was raining
earlier today. It was during the parade.
During the parade, and I think looking forward to tomorrow, we've got so many on paces.
Yep.
And not only on paces, they're grinding on paces, so they go forward, they need a good strong tempo to perform. Expect a good fair tempo from the beginning, and look, 800-900 metres out, there'll be lots of runs coming, so those supers will have every chance, I reckon, in the Cup tomorrow.
It's always a great day, Mike. We've got so much to look forward to. Now, look, so many ways and angles you can attack the race. I mean, the internationals, it's clearly the bit on everyone's mind, locals v internationals. They come here for a run, they don't come here for a run. They're in so many groups. Let's start with the ones that have come here for a run. We've got Hunting Horn, downdraft, coming through in the Moonee Valley Cup. Of course, we've got the Hotham winner in downdraft under the 59 kilos. Magic Wand coming through the Cox Plate as well, Mike. And who can forget Cross Counter last year in the Cup. So look, the form is there. Do they need to have this run in Australia?
Well, I don't think so. That's been disproven the last couple of years. And looking for the English or European form, the first thing you notice is they seem to be taking turns to win. Cross Counter won last year. He was so dominant. He goes up in the weights. And last start he ran a couple of other horses, so the form lines are quite similar. Looking at the rest of them, downdrafts in the mix, Magic Wand up to 2,400 metres. She didn't perform last time, so the 2 miles is a bit of a risk. A lot of these Europeans have similar forms, so you need to get the right price, I think, tomorrow. And
look, so many of those Europeans, as you say, with the form lining up overseas, that's been your job today to get through them. So what about Master of Reality, Southern France, Twilight Payment, Raymond Tusk? None of these horses we've seen in Australia.
Yeah, they're pretty good horses. Well, Raymond Tusk is interesting. We were talking about him before. He's got the inside barrier. He's a big, long striding thing. He likes to quicken but can peak.
Yep.
I think he might lose his rhythm on the inside on a soft track, so I don't like that horse.
Okay.
Master of Reality, I think, is simply the best recent run at the weights. Looking forward to the Melbourne Cup tomorrow. Yep. He's run 2 starts ago in the Ascot Gold Cup, simply wins this race if he performs.
All right.
Looking at some of the other ones, Southern France, up and down. If he produces his best, he can win. But first up over 2 miles is a big risk for him. They're the main ones I'd mention for sure.
All right, okay, let's change this around. 2 of them we haven't mentioned of the Europeans. The 3-year-old form.
Right.
We know they've come out. We know they've done it. Rekindling, Cross Counter last year. It's the formula that they're now all coming with, Mike. Can they now keep it going? Constantinople and Il Paradiso, where do they fit into this?
Yeah, they're
mix?
almost hand-picked, aren't they? 2 great 3-year-olds that have to have a massive chance. Il Paradiso, just a little bit raw.
Yep.
Loads of stamina. His 2 3,200 metre runs are massive. Constantinople, just a bit more professional, gets back in the pack, quick and runs on. He's never been to the 3,200 metres before,
of course, yeah.
But based on his Caulfield Cup run where he was so unlucky, he smashed the line. He should love it tomorrow.
Okay, so look, potentially risky, and Finch has overtaken favouritism today, late on Monday night.
Yeah, he's a solid horse. He's in the mix, but he didn't win the Caulfield Cup, did he?
No, absolutely not. And let's get on to that, Mike. Caulfield Cup form, nowhere better to the start than Japanese form. Murder Glass. How good was that win? How good are the Japanese going? But they don't get their preferred dry tracks.
Yeah, they don't. We were on him last start. I think we were out at Randwick. We enjoyed that win, but you just said it, Stu. He's had 1 soft track start, and he was shocking, wasn't he? It was a few starts ago, did nothing. Even the owners, I said, going to 3,200 metres, they're worried about him going to 3,200 metres. So the form's a tick. The condition's a bit of a negative for him tomorrow.
Well, it's not just him, Mike. We've got Vow and Declare, Mirage Dancer, Constantinople, Finch, Mustajir, The Chosen One, Sound, Rostropovich. They're all coming through the Caulfield Cup. Have a sip of whiskey first, and then I want you to go through all these runners, mate, because Caulfield Cup form, it's been such a tried and tested form line, and it's going to be again this year for sure.
Yeah, I'm having a sip of whiskey because I'm going to declare a roughie at humongous odds in the Melbourne Cup
that's
soon,
what
so
we
I need
like,
some
mate.
bravery. But the first one I've got to mention from the Caulfield Cup has to be the Aussie, Vow and Declare. Last preparation, it did nothing over 1,600 metres, nothing over 2,000 metres. It got to 3,000 metres plus, and it was a freak.
Yep.
This preparation, first up 2,000 metres slow tempo was strong. Caulfield Cup, I was expecting 4th, 5th, 6th, then back him in the Cup. He ran a place. He started off 800 metres from home. It was an enormous run. Flemington is tailor-made for him. He was so good in the Caulfield Cup. He'll be so hard to beat on Saturday. And the sneaky roughie from the Caulfield Cup,
this is what we want to hear,
is Rostropovich. He was good first up. He had excuses second up. Third up, out sprinted. was just starting to come again late and got checked. So the form guide's got 7 lengths beaten shockingly in the Caulfield Cup. But 3,200 metres, 5th last year. He can do something on tomorrow for sure.
Last I saw, that was around about 90 to 1, I think, right?
More with some bookmakers and Betfair, and I'm chipping away, Stu. I'm getting on, and it's going to be a big result.
All right, so anything else in the Caulfield Cup? I obviously mentioned so many there. You've gone into a couple. What about the likes of Finch?
Yeah, Finch so solid. Probably likes Flemington better than Caulfield, but he was presented at the right time and he was beaten, so he's in the mix. But favourite, I'm not so sure.
Okay, a horse like Mustajir.
Yeah, right in the mix, solid, but I like the fact that Val Declare beat him second up. He's got bigger upside, I think.
Okay, all right. Well, there's a pretty good look at the Caulfield Cup form. What about the Aussies, Mike? So many punters out there tomorrow are going to be cheering home their Aussie horses. You've mentioned Val Declare. We've obviously got Surprise Baby, Steel Prince and Youngstar backing up after last year's great effort as well. Can the Aussies break through this year?
Just as we have a jet plane going over top, we can talk about these big
They're on the way to Melbourne, mate. They're on the way to Melbourne for the Cup. It's all okay.
These big jets from the back, Val Declare, big, strong super. We just mentioned him. Surprise Baby comes from the same mould. These two horses are the most exciting Australian stays I've seen in recent times. Okay. I know we're talking about the internationals, but we should be excited about these two. We should be getting behind them.
Absolutely,
Surprise Baby could definitely win for 2 miles tomorrow.
Well, we were there for the Andrew Ramsden back in May, I think it was, and how about that day versus Steel Prince? What a head bobber it was. We went the wrong way.
We had the whole lot on for the National Jockeys Trust Punt Club, and we got beaten in a photo, and I'm still stinging from that, Stu.
All right, mate. That's a lot of form to digest. I know you've been going through it. That's a very good preview for the big race, the Melbourne Cup 2019. But now, look, I want to have a bet tomorrow. I wasn't going to, but I think you convinced me now. I need a few of these. The punters at home, they're looking for value. I know you like value, Mike. You don't like sticking with these favourites, especially in one of the big races in Australia, the Melbourne Cup. We need a tip. A best bet, a value bet, a trifecta play, and of course a roughie for all the roughie players out there.
And we've definitely got a roughie. The best bet for the Melbourne Cup 2019 is the Aussie Val Declare. A huge 2-miler coming from the back. The strong tempo we talked about. Craig Williams, just hang on a little bit longer than the Caulfield Cup. You'll be storming home the last 600 metres. They won't be able to hold him out in the lightweights. But obviously Constantinople's our second top pick.
Massive chance.
The best European 3-year-old, and that form's been so strong recently in the last couple of years.
Yep.
Looking for simply the best European run in recent weeks or recent months. Master Reality, Ascot Gold Cup a couple of starts ago.
At odds as well.
He's the third top pick. If he produces that run, he simply wins on Tuesday as well.
Yep.
And the best roughie, Caulfield Cup.
You've said it, haven't you?
Put a pen job through it. He was checked late when he was just coming to start to come again. He was 5th in the Melbourne Cup last year. He's 100 to 1. If he gets home, I am buying a boat. Rostropovich. I love him on Tuesday at 100 to 1.
All right. Well, that's a pretty good roughie to end the day.
You've got to love that. Are you having a bet now, Stu? That's the question.
I think you've convinced me, Mike.
Good.
I'm going to still have to get through a bit of this form.
Yeah.
But I like those tips,
I'm already
mate.
on.
Head to theraceguide.com.au for all your profiling for the Melbourne Cup. It's all been done. It's all there waiting for you. And no matter what you do, have a massive day tomorrow. Enjoy the Melbourne Cup, and we hope you come out ahead.
Cheers, mate. Enjoy the Cup.